Do we feel comfortable with this? You think you might recognize someone who's a sheik instead of a Muslim, now that you know that that's the ones who wear turbans? So, just to clarify, Muslims don't wear turbans. They wear a different type of scarf that is folded in a different way. Turbans are typically only worn by sheiks.
So that's just the head wrap. It doesn't go around
Yes.
the bottom. Okay.
That's right. And then also the men typically have so you'll see them, they'll have the knife, the little sword right there. It will have it. Even the ones who are in professional players, they do typically have that. So, Lyric, are you making a funny face? Alright, then we got Jainism. Do we recognize this look right here, Lyric? Who's been wearing this look? Lately, what's going on in the world right now? That's right. So have we seen people dressed like this?
Not in the white, but like with the mask.
Yeah, with a mask, yeah. That's right. What is this?
I think it's
A broom? That's right. Alright, and they do typically wear white. Charlene, are you familiar with that symbol?
I am. That's the Nazi symbol.
That's right. So the Nazis stole their symbol. They're actually older than the Nazis. So they started about the same time period as Buddhism. That's 599 BCE. Began in where? India, right. So everything is emerging from India, right? Branch off of Hinduism, still believes in karma, non-violence to all living things. So this is what really sets Jainists apart from the other religions, is they believe all things on earth have a soul: trees, stones, insects. So what do you think they use the brush for, Lyric?
I think they use it to
Sweep the floor for what? Why would they sweep the floor before they walk?
because so they don't step on any living stuff, and they don't want to kill it.
That's right. So what living stuff are we talking about?
Insects.
Insects, that's right. So that's also why they wear the mask, right? Because you could suck in an insect by accident, right? And yeah, I mean, motorcyclists could use that probably.
Yes.
Right?
That would be very helpful.
Very, very helpful. So, and you will notice them if you look at India, because typically when you think of India, right, you think of colorful clothes and colorful weddings. That's what we typically associate most South Asia with, right? We typically associate weddings with like wearing white and then the black and white tux, but it's very different in India, right? But you'll notice them, and they stand out a lot more because they do wear white majority of the time, from head to toe, to represent purity and chastity. So, purity. So like being pure, not hurting anything, not harming others, not harming the earth, being pure, making good choices, right?
Not having any blood on your hands.
Right, not having any blood on your hands. Good, yes, exactly. I like the way you described that. So, that's what that has to do with.
What's chastity mean, she said?
Chastity is very similar to purity in the sense that it just means like, yeah, it's actually the exact, it's a synonym for purity. It means pure. Chastity means pure. That's what your name means.
Yeah, interesting.
Uh-huh. Alright, so do we feel good about these?
Yeah.
I do have one question, a more complex question. When you think about reincarnation, right? We think about the cycle of rebirth. Have we seen this in American movies? Maybe have we seen this concept of reincarnation?
I see how
Oh, that's a good point. So what movie was that, Lyric?
a dog's journey.
Yeah, a dog's journey, a dog's life. So it's a concept of reincarnation. So we actually see these things. They're not as familiar to us as a maybe a religious belief, but we are familiar with the concept of it because we've seen it like on the dog's journey. And he dies and he comes back as a puppy until he finds his original owner over and over and over again, right? And but another way that I've seen it before, Charlene, I know you're a fan of scary movies. Have you seen that concept maybe in a dark way in a reincarnation?
Oh yeah, the ghosts always take over somebody. So I guess that's the type of reincarnation.
Right. Yes. So anything representing ghosts or zombies or anything like that, where they're trying to say that this person,
Still living after death.
Yeah, still living after death. So it may not be the way that we see it through that lens, but that is what they're depicting. And sometimes I've seen it in scary movies, sometimes depicted as like an evil thing, like maybe someone good, like a person, something really tragic happens to a good person and they die in a terrible way, and then they come back as a really awful or evil person that does all these evil things, right? Have you seen that before, like on some of the things? All right, so that's what I was thinking about when I was thinking about reincarnation. We're more familiar with it than we think we are. All right, so we're going to switch gears. So I want you to do this hand motion with me. Put everything we just learned on a shelf. All right, so let's put it on a shelf. Lyric. Put it on a shelf. Hands, feet on the ground. Put it on a shelf. All right, and then we're going to switch gears like this to do research. All right, so we're going to head over to the next station and we're going to do research. While you're doing your research, I want you to consider these questions. All right, I'm going to give you 10 minutes. These guiding questions, you write them on the back of your graphic organizer. Lyric, can you read the first question for me?
For the which South Asia country is required to be a certain religion?
A certain religion. Perfect. That's right. Charlene, can you read the next one for me?
How does religion or religious places shape lives in India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh?
That's correct. Is there tension or political issues over religion in India, Sri Lanka, or Bangladesh? What animals are sacred to Hindus, Buddhists, and why are they sacred? So I want you to keep these questions in mind, research those questions for about the next 10 minutes, all right? So go ahead and move on to the next station and get started.